In this example, we're taking a portion of a sine curve, y equals 4 sine x, between 0 and pi, and we're going to rotate it around the x-axis to give us a three-dimensional shape that we're going to work the volume out from. Looking at my two-dimensional graph, you can see x equals 0 is the x-axis at the origin, and x equals pi is an x-intercept at pi. So we're going to take that area that I have shaded and we're going to rotate it around the x-axis to give the three-dimensional shape that I have just indicated. We're going to work out the volume. So our formula is volume equals, now notice the pi is written outside the integral sign because it is a constant, between 0 and pi, the two terminals we were given. We then write 4 sine x. Now remember, we need to square that, dx. So expanding the bracket, what we're going to get is 0 pi 16 sine squared x dx. Remembering back to our double angle formulas, you know that 2 sine squared x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x. So we're going to manipulate that formula. So we have pi, integral from 0 to pi. Now, what we have here is 16 sine squared x. We know our formula is 2 sine squared x. If we multiply that by 8, what we get is 16 sine squared x is equal to 8 minus 8 cos 2x. We have 16 sine squared x inside our integral. So we're now going to do a straightforward substitution. Where 16 sine squared x is, I'm now going to write 8 minus 8 cos 2x dx. We are now ready to anti-differentiate. Now pi is the constant outside the square brackets because we arrived. The antiderivative of 8 is 8x. The antiderivative of 8 cos 2x is 4 sine 2x. So we're going to have minus 4 sine 2x between 0 and pi. We're now going to substitute in our value for pi. So there's a pi on the outside of the brackets. Inside the brackets, we have 8 pi minus 4 sine 2 pi minus, substitute in the 0, we get 8 times 0, which is 0, minus 4 sine 2 times 0, which is 0, so that's also going to come to 0. Tidying that up, what we're going to get. 4 sine 0 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, 4 sine 2 pi, sine of 2 pi is 0, 4 times 0 is 0. So it's going to leave me with pi times 8 pi. So my answer will be 8 pi squared. Now we're looking at a volume. We do not know the units, so I'm going to write cubic units. If you look at the calculator screen, you can see I've typed in pi, then the integral from 0 to pi. I've typed in bracket 4 sine x, close bracket, squared dx, pressed enter, and the calculator's given me 8 pi squared, which is what we got when we did it manually.